Hi guys and welcome back to I Speak English. I've got a bit of a random lesson for you today. We're going to do a bit of vocabulary, but we're not going to do it how we usually do it. So this lesson basically came from me, what I did the other day. I was kind of searching for something in Spanish actually in Word Reference, which is a dictionary that I use. And when it came up with all the English alternatives, it also came up with a bunch of idioms and different phrases for the particular word that I was searching. And I thought, oh, this is a really nice way to learn vocabulary, actually, because you can just type in a random word and it'll come up with tons of collocations and lots of different phrases where you can use that word. So I thought we could do that today in the lesson. So if you need some new vocabulary, native level vocabulary, natural vocabulary that's actually used in conversation, stay with me here. We're going to take a look at that. But before we do, please make sure that you are subscribed to the channel and that you give this video a like if you learned something new today. It just helps it to get to more people. The more you interact with the videos, the more people are going to see it. So leave comments, share, like, do whatever you can. I'd be very grateful for that. And we are going to get started. Right, so let's take a look at some vocabulary then. So the way we're going to do this, I'm just going to basically go on Word Reference. This is a really great dictionary, by the way, if you need a language dictionary. It's got tons of all different languages that you can use, even Icelandic, Korean, Arabic. It's great. I use it for Spanish and Romanian all the time. So what we're going to do, we're just going to type in a random word and then basically see what comes up, see what happens. So what word can we type in? Let's just go for work. We'll see what comes up when I type in work. And let's take a look here. So we've got all the normal expressions here, but then if you scroll all the way down, it should give you, here we are. We've got compound forms, which often come up in the form of idioms or stuff like that. So, for example, we've got a piece of work or a nasty piece of work. And this is very common in English. We use this to describe a horrible person, basically, a very unpleasant person who kind of enjoys being unpleasant, let's say, and just tries to make life difficult for you. You could call that person a nasty piece of work or just a piece of work. If we take a look at the example here, so Tommy's a real piece of work. I heard he blamed his mistake on the boss. Or that woman's a nasty piece of work. She's been making her neighbors' lives hell for years. Okay, so if you're a Spanish speaker here, it's saying mal bicho or joya. I've never heard of joya. But they're your translations if you're a Spanish speaker. If you're not a Spanish speaker, it's just a horrible person. The worst type of person. A nasty piece of work. All right, so there's our first expression. Let's take a look for a few more. We've got all in a day's work. Okay, this is a nice one. Here, another expression. All in a day's work. So yeah, this just describes, it's kind of literal in a way. All in a day's work. We would use it right at the end of a sentence to just kind of emphasize that it's part of your daily routine, not necessarily part of your job, but it could just also be part of your daily routine as well. If we look at it in an example for it here, there's no need to thank me. It's all in a day's work. Okay, so again, Spanish speakers, parte del trabajo, va con el sueldo. Okay, no need to thank me. It's all in a day's work. Okay. Yeah, don't worry about it. It's all in a day's work. It's just something that I do anyway. So it's all in a day's work. Okay, so always at the end, we'd put it at the end of a sentence, or you would just say it on your own in response to somebody. Yeah, usually somebody thanking you for something. I think how else we'd use it. Yeah, or somebody who comments on something you've done, like, oh, that's really good, or oh wow, you worked really hard on that, or something. You would respond, it's all in a day's work, to try and kind of be humble in a way, I guess. Okay. Let's take a look any more. Okay, we've got black work. Okay, I think we often say this in quite a lot of languages anyway. black work. So work that's, you know, paid in cash or not recorded. We also say for black work, we call it cash in hand. You do something cash in hand or you get paid cash in hand. But black work's a bit more negative because it's a bit, not necessarily illegal, but it is a bit like, you know, you're kind of dodging tax or something. We've got blood work. Blood work is when you get blood tests done. So instead of saying, oh, I had a blood test, you could say, I had some blood work done. And it's the same thing. Okay. But very common to say, yeah, blood work. Any more that's good for you? Ooh, have your work cut out for you. This is a good one. It's a nice one. If you got your work cut out for you, you've got a very hard task ahead of you or a very difficult job that you need to do. For example, the house Joe and Maggie have bought needs a lot of renovation. They certainly had their work cut out for them. Okay, so they've definitely got a big job ahead of them or a lot of work ahead of them. So you have your work cut out for you. So again, you'd normally give the context, like what's happening, and then you would say, oh, you've got your work cut out for you. Or again, you could say it in response to someone. If somebody is explaining that, you know, okay, maybe they've got a new job or, I don't know, maybe they're babysitting someone's kids and they've got like 3 kids to look after for a few days alone. That's a lot of work. So again, you could be like, oh, you've got your work cut out for you. Like, that's going to be a lot. Okay, so very common expression. Again, we use it a lot, just in, you know, normal everyday English. Let's take a look at a few more. Okay, dirty work, yeah. The dirty work is like unpleasant. Well, it can be a couple of things. It could be like unpleasant work that you've got to do. Or it can also be something illegal or even immoral as well. That would be the dirty work. So let's take a look at some examples. So if it's unpleasant, he was sick and tired of doing all her dirty work for her. Again, you'd use it in the same way for like something immoral or illegal. The mob boss hired goons to handle his dirty work. Goons, okay, that's a nice word as well, a goon. A goon is like... I guess you could use this in a couple of ways as well, you goon. You could use it as an insult to someone if you call someone a goon. They're a kind of stupid, almost like a robot slave. You know, you're just a goon. Like, you're just following orders, but you're kind of brainless. You don't have a brain of your own. You're just a robot who's following orders. You're a goon. But you can also use it in this way, like the mob boss hired goons, like his, again, kind of brainless slaves that will do anything for you. Goons. I've not heard that word in a long time. Goon. I feel like it used to be an insult when I was a kid. We would call each other goons. Anyway. We've got donkey work as well. That's a nice one. Donkey work. The donkey work is, just really tedious work. You do the donkey work, and it's usually a lot of work as well, like continuous tedious work that's kind of never ending. That would be the donkey work. Yeah. And a couple more, any more that we've got that's good. If you make short work of something, you do something really quickly. So the project entailed a huge amount of translation, but Audrey made short work of it. Okay, yeah, so if you make short work of something, it's like, you get something done quickly, efficiently. Yeah, make short work of it. Pretty simple. And one more, let's do one more. We've got a phrasal verb here, actually, to work around something. If you're trying to work around something, you're trying to, like, avoid it or get past it. It's normally a problem. You would work around a problem to try and, avoid that problem so that you can continue what else you're doing. Let's take a look at an example here. They worked around the software bug by eliminating some features, for example. You can also use this as a noun as well. You could say to someone, we need to find a workaround, which is basically a solution to a problem. A workaround, quite common as well. Right, so that's our word work. We'll type in another random word. Dog. I don't know, let's take a look. See what comes up with dog. So you can do this with any word, and it's generally pretty good. It comes up with some quite decent examples. So again, let's just scroll down. Oh, okay, we've got dog eat dog. Yeah, a dog eat dog world. So we would use this as an adjective, actually, dog eat dog. Okay, which is here, which is like, yeah, it's something very fierce, very merciless. Like, so you have to fight really hard and in a very kind of violent way, maybe. No one's going to help you. Again, if you just imagine two dogs in a fight, it's like, you know, one's going to win, one might even die. It's just this, it's quite vicious. But we use it to describe the world, a dog-eat-dog world, because it's like, well, everyone's just out for themselves. No one's going to help you. You have to fight if you want to be successful or get somewhere. Dog eat dog world. What else? Dog eat dog. You could use it for the workplace as well, like a certain industry, for example. It's a dog eat dog industry. Let's give you some. Let's see if we've got an example here. Okay, here it's dog eat dog in the music business. Okay, so again, very very cruel, very competitive. It's a dog-eat-dog world. You have to be tough to succeed. Okay, so yeah, it's just very cruel. Yeah, very vicious. Okay, as an adjective, dog-eat-dog. Okay, anything else with dog? Doggy paddle. Yeah. Doggy paddle is a way to swim. If you don't know how to swim, then generally you will doggy paddle, meaning you just kind of do this. If you're swimming like this. Then that's doggy paddle. Okay, so maybe little children would do it. Yeah, okay. Simple swimming stroke. Yeah, normally just when you don't know how to swim, you would doggy paddle. Anything else? Oh, dog-eared. That's nice. Something's dog-eared. You can also use it as a verb as well. We would often use this, it's quite specific. You would use it to describe paper, specifically the edge of a page in a book that if you're reading and you kind of fold the page down to mark where you finished in the book, then the page would be dog-eared. Or if you've read a book a lot and the pages are, you know, they're not perfectly straight, they're a bit kind of rough and maybe a bit dirty, then it's dog-eared. Okay. Well, imagine a dog's ear, right? Instead, like this. That's like the page in a book has gone like this instead of straight up. So quite self-explanatory, dog-eared. For example, here, several pages of the catalogue were dog-eared. Okay. Let's do one more. Let's do one more, and it turns up on the dog's bollocks. Okay. The dog's bollocks. Yes, this is a British term. We would say this bollocks. I think I've explained this in another British slang video before. I'll put the video up here if you've not seen it. Bollocks is a British way to say balls, a man's balls or testicles. But if something is the dog's bollocks, it actually means the best. It's like the best thing ever, right? I think in Spanish you'd say la leche. Something is la leche. In English we'd say the dog's bollocks. Yes, it is. Where is it? La leche. Yeah, there you go. So yeah, you just say, I don't know, if you're talking about your favourite singer, you'd say they are the dog's bollocks. Or, again, a good movie you've seen, oh, it's the dog's bollocks. Yes, it's quite vulgar, but people do use it. It's not really offensive, but well, it's just what people say. Right, we'll stop there with dog, and we'll do one more. Water. Okay, I just saw my water here, so we'll just type in water and see what happens. Water. Let's have a look. Right, scroll down again to our... nice, great, first one, a fish out of water. If you are a fish out of water, you're in an unfamiliar environment or situation. You have no idea what's going on. You're maybe quite uncomfortable. Yeah, imagine a fish out of water. It's not a great situation, right? So, for example, although a fantastic football player, he was a fish out of water on the golf course. Yeah, so has no idea what he's doing. Nothing's familiar to him. He's a fish out of water. We often use it for work. If you kind of change like work environments, or you're doing something different that you've really never done before, you're a fish out of water. Okay. We've got above water. Afloat. I just learnt that in okay, that's new for me. You can also say in English afloat. To try and keep something afloat is the same, but we also say above water. We use this often, for financial stuff. If you're trying to stay above water or keep your head above water, you're trying to remain financially stable. Obviously, if your head goes underwater, then you're drowning. Yeah, you're not financially stable. There's an example here. In this economy, many families have trouble staying above water or keeping their heads above water, you could also say, after paying all of their monthly expenses. Yes, becoming more and more of a common thing. I think that most families or people don't have enough money after just basic expenses to, do anything fun anymore. So yeah, definitely struggling to keep their heads above water. Something else we've got here. Okay, blood is thicker than water. I think I've taught this in another lesson as well about family, vocabulary for family. Again, I'll put that up there if you want to look at that. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, if you want to practice any of the vocabulary here, please do leave a comment. Just write a sentence with this vocabulary in the comments and I'll correct you, just so that you can get used to actually using it in a sentence, because some of them can be a bit tricky to use. And if you want to learn more vocabulary, you can go to my vocabulary platform, which is here, which I've just released. There's tons of interactive exercises on there for you to learn vocab specifically for advanced level. And for the C1 advanced exam as well. Even if you're not doing the exam, it's quite useful. So click the link up there and you can try that out for free. We'll go back to blood is thicker than water. It just means family relationships are more important than friends. So your blood is your family, water is your friends. We've got an example here, I think. Neil will always support his brother's position on the matter because blood is thicker than water, because family is important. Okay, that's simple. What else have we got here? Come hell or high water. Okay, yeah. Yes means just whatever the difficulties, whatever difficult situation that you're in. So you would use it as like an emphasis to kind of emphasize, like, I'll do it. It doesn't matter whatever the circumstance, I will do this, or I will help you even in the most difficult of circumstances. So to use it in a sentence, come hell or high water, I'm going to finish this marathon. Okay, no matter how hard it gets, I will finish. Okay, so yeah, it's like another way of saying no matter how hard or no matter how difficult, and then you say whatever you're gonna do. Okay. Ooh, to be dead in the water. That's a good one. See, we've got so many. This is such a good way to learn different vocab. Something's dead in the water, so we can use it literally, meaning a boat. If a boat is dead in the water, then your engine has failed and you're just sat there not going anywhere. You can't move. You're just stuck in the same place. But we also use it figuratively to talk about work or projects or something that has failed is dead in the water. So if you've done a project at work and it's not going anywhere and you can't progress, then the project's dead in the water. I feel like it's more for like work stuff, or is it some kind of idea that you have, or an invention, or something that you're trying to do or make, and then it's just like it fails, it stops. Then it's dead in the water. Okay, right, we'll do another couple. Hot water bottle. Okay. A hot water bottle is what you have in winter to keep you warm. It's literally like a rubber bottle that you fill with like boiling water or hot water, and then it keeps you warm for a long amount of time. Looks like this. 1 second. This is a hot water bottle. Okay, let me zoom in so that you can see it. Hot water bottle. Voila. Okay. Anything else? Ooh, to be in deep water. Yeah, nice. If you're in trouble, then you're in deep water. You can also be in hot water as well. Okay. He found himself in hot water for being late, for example. However, they're slightly different, I would say. Yeah, if you're in deep water, then the situation you're in is quite bad, and it's, yeah, you've caused this situation for yourself. It's not necessarily like another person is gonna do something bad to you, it's just you've got yourself into trouble somehow, and maybe more bad things will happen to you. If you're in hot water, normally you're in hot water with another person, so you've done something to anger another person and they're gonna shout at you, or yeah, there's going to be an argument or something. So with your boss, for example, if you come in late, you would be in hot water with your boss, not in deep water. Okay, so there's like a slight difference there. Okay, we'll do one more. To make someone's mouth water. Okay. Yeah, if something makes your mouth water, it's very appetizing and you really want to eat it. So if you see like a big fat juicy burger on an advert and you're like, oh, you know, like Homer Simpson with the when he sees donuts and he's like, oh, that's making your mouth water. So yeah, anything that looks appetizing you want to eat, then it'll make your mouth water. Okay, one more. Got another one. Oh, I've got a phrasal verb here. To water something down. So we can use this in different ways. You can use it literally. You can use it to mean dilute. So, for example, I don't like this orange juice. It's too watered down. Meaning it's got too much water in it. For that reason, it's diluted and I can't like taste the orange very much. It's too watery. So that's the literal meaning. If you use it in a figurative way, it's like you make something weaker, or maybe you moderate something, or you make it easier to, like, simpler in a way. So we often use it for information. You would water down information to make it easier, but it's a bit, I'd say it's slightly negative, because it's like you're taking all the detail out of it and just leaving the basic stuff. For example, John's publisher advised him to water down his polemic. Okay. Yeah, okay, so you need to moderate the way that you talk. But you could also use it like, for example, in education, you could say, oh, these days, exams are being watered down for students to make it easier to pass, because they're taking all the kind of difficult information out and just leaving the basic stuff. So you can use it in that way as well. Again, try to use watered down in the comments if you want. Try and write a sentence in the comments with this word and I'll correct you, because it might be a bit tricky for you to use. Right, we're going to stop there because this lesson's going on quite a bit. I could go on and on. I think I'm going to do a series of these videos where we can just do like random vocabulary from the dictionary, because I think it's quite a nice way to learn vocab, really. And it's fun for me as well, because I don't know what I'm going to get. I don't know what I'm going to have to talk about, so it can be quite fun. But yeah, again, if you want to practice, leave a sentence in the comments, or you can go to the vocabulary platform as well and try that out there, get some more vocabulary. If you learned something new today, please do give this video a like. It helps it to get to more people, and make sure that you're subscribed so that you get a notification for the next video as well. If you'd like to take a lesson with me, or if you'd like to watch any of my video courses or any other resources I have, you can go to www.englishclassesonline.co.uk and everything is there for you. You can take a look, contact me if you like, and I will see you in the next lesson. All right, bye.